Primary targets and secondary targets. A primary target is something that will end the fight as quickly as possible. A secondary target is something that is then opened up to us off of striking the first target. So if we take into account that most fights are going to start at about 1.5 feet with both people yapping at each other, 18 inches is punching range. If we're at 18 inches, I know I can fuck off, get you on the jawline. If I get you on the jawline or the chin, it creates enough brain shake to drop you. So the jawline is usually our primary target in most techniques that we drill and we train, because it's not about inflicting pain or damage on the other person. It's about creating the opportunity for us to get away as safely as we can. Sometimes what will happen from that is a secondary target will become available to us. So if we use a chin jab, as it's called in some arts, which is basically the palm heel, so the bottom part of your palm here just goes bang under the chin. By hitting the chin and rocking the head back, bounces the brain off the inside of the skull, creates the knockout because we've got the brain shake. From coming under the chin, we're perfectly placed with our hands to go into the eyes and rake down. So 1, 2, primary, secondary. We have to take into account, of course, that if you've just gone bang as hard as you can under someone's chin, there's a good chance that as you rake your hand back, their head won't be there anymore. You go bang, they'll fall away as you... But it's still worth getting in the habit of doing this. We teach that quite a bit on the women's self-defense. What we also go into is the eye is not a primary target, because you can get poked in the eye and you don't immediately hit the deck going, ah! If someone's got intent to do you damage, they will walk through a poke to the eye. We also have to remember that the eye is protected by sphincter muscles. So when you close your eyes and clench them tight as you can, when you open them, you get little dots in front of you. That's because when the eye closes as tightly as it can, the ball is actually pushed back slightly into the skull. This is for protection. Your eyes are an incredibly sensitive piece of kit. They're very close to the brain, so they've got to be protected. It's not something that you can really, they don't grow back, and you've only got 2 of them. So if you lose one, your depth perception's gone straight away anyway. So that's why we have eyebrows and we have eyelashes, is to keep debris and dirt out of our eyes. The body has evolved to try to protect these sensitive pieces of kit as best as we can. So if you're here and you go, eesh, there's a good chance that the person will turn away and they'll clench their eyes just as a reflex. It won't even be a reaction. They won't think about it. It'll just be, ugh. What you've done there is you've just tipped them off that we're fighting. With the same shot, if I'm close enough to get fingers in the eyes, I'm close enough to get a decent shot, either a clenched fist or an open hand, on the jawline. If I hit the jawline, it's a fight stopper. If I poke you in the eye, it might not be. You might just barrel through that and come at me. So the jawline and the chin is our primary target. The eye would be a secondary target off that. If I strike you and I get you on the jawline, but it doesn't quite land flush, and you stagger to the side, you've now offered up the space on the side of your temple and the space just behind your ear. If you hit just behind the ear, that's a knockout. If you hit on the temple, it's a knockout, because we're still creating the brain shake. So a primary target would be the chin and the jawline. Bump. That hasn't worked. As you've turned, you've offered me these other 2 places, which would be secondary targets. There's a drill we use, which I originally did for the women's only classes, but I now teach it in all the sessions. It's from the confrontation bit of the interview where we're talking. You push the person back. As they walk towards you, you kick them in the pills as hard as you can. When they double over, you latch on, hammer fist to the back of their head, drag them down, and stamp the ankle. In that scenario, kick to the pills is the primary target. The shots to the head are a secondary target. Stamp to the ankle is an incidental target. It's something that's there. We can take it if it's there, but it's not necessary. We don't necessarily have to stamp the ankle. It makes sense to, because it means that if we've sprained the ankle, at least, they're not going to be able to jump up and run after us. So primary target is the nearest available target that will be a fight stopper. Secondary target is something that is offered to us as a result of cracking the first target. You will probably, in your own systems, your own styles, have variations of this. I know there's certain techniques. There's a kata that Ian Abernethy shows where the first thing is a shot to the face or throwing something into the face as a distraction. Then you sort of pull them to the side and crack them in the side of the neck or the back of the head. So you'll have things where this leads to this leads to this. With what we want for self-defense is the first shot, the primary target, we're looking for that to be the finisher. So if I kick you in the pills and you immediately hit the deck, I'm not going to go, oh damn, I've got to hit the second shot before I can stamp the ankle. I'm going to take it. If the first shot to your chin knocks you on your ass, I'm going to run. I'm not going to follow you to the ground and poke you in the eye to make sure. So the secondary target is something that is offered to us, but is not necessarily needed to complete the technique. Our technique is complete when the other person is on the ground and we're running away. So primary target is the fight stopper. Secondary target is something that is offered to us by accident, or if the fight stopper didn't land the plush. We should always be looking for, the great Lee Morrison says, every shot should be significant. Nothing soft, nothing weak. If we crack them in the jawline or crack them under the chin, we should be trying to get as much of our body weight and as much of our power into that as we can, so that hopefully finishes it. The secondary target is something available to us just to make sure. Hope this has made sense. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Please do like and share these clips. Anything at all, if it's an idea for another clip, if it's an idea for a technique you want to see, if you've seen a technique of a video and you don't know if it would work or not, do feel free to send it to me. That's what we're here for. And other than that, stay vigilant.